Hello everybody, this is Tim here again, here with another movie review. This time I wanted to do a review for Dragon Ball Super Broly, which I just saw. And just like Bumblebee, I'll go ahead and say it, 4 out of 4, baby. This film was phenomenal. This was excellent. This is probably my favorite animated film of all time. It's not the best animated film of all time, it's not. But Dragon Ball wise, this was a freaking masterpiece. And just like even anime wise, this was a masterpiece. This has the best action I have ever seen in Dragon Ball and ever seen in an anime, period. Pretty much, you got the movie starting out, you got Bardock, you got everybody on planet Vegeta, which is the Saiyan planet, if you follow the show. Yes, if you don't follow the show, you're going to be totally lost with this movie if you don't know anything about Dragon Ball. But who the hell is going to go watch Dragon Ball Super Broly if they're not a fan of Dragon Ball? But anyway, so you got the planet Vegeta, and you got baby Vegeta and all that, and Vegeta's father, King Vegeta, who sees that Paragus' son, Broly, has a higher power level than his son, so he wants to exile him. And meanwhile, before that, you got Frieza and his father, King Colt, showing up, and King Colt's like, here's my son, you will now bow to him. You know, he's like, hello, monkeys. You know how Frieza is. And he just jumps straight into it, and it's just such an excellent, like, character build-up for the film, like, setup-wise. And to make this Dragon Ball film feel so epic. And they get into it, and King Vegeta ends up exiling Paragus' son off the planet because he's jealous of his power level being higher than his son's, and Paragus goes off to be with him. He gets onto the planet, he's got this other Saiyan with him, and he kills him, so there'll be enough food for him and his son. He raises him there, and he keeps like the shock collar around him because he knows about his latent, hidden, legendary Super Saiyan rage powers, so he keeps the shock collar on him to keep him calm, because when he goes off, this motherfucker destroys galaxies. And this Broly is really different from the other Broly we had. The other Broly, if you remember the non-canon movies, Broly Legendary Super Saiyan and them, he's just like a pure rage machine, like 24/7. Like the dude has no conscience, no like mental thinking at all. He's just like pure friggin' rage, and that's the reason people love Broly as a character. Here, they give Broly more character, and it's a much more interesting and better setup here for Broly. He's not just a pure rage machine. He has that inner rage, like the inner beast, but this is more like the Hulk. It's like, you piss this dude off. It's like he's a normal guy, but if he walks by and accidentally stubs his toe, it's like, galaxy destroyed. I mean, that's, over the top with it, but that's kind of like what they're going here. It's like the inner Hulk with this dude. And, he gets raised on this planet by Paragus, and Paragus like really disciplines him like really sternly, and he even has like this animal friend who Paragus like slices off one of his ears, and the dude never comes back again, and he ends up keeping the fur from the ear as around his waist as like part of his outfit to remind him of him, because that was like his only friend. So you get the idea of what they're going with the Broly here. He's more like a loose cannon, like a force of nature, really, as a character. And he's just got like this animalistic rage. I love the Broly. I mean, I love the Broly from the Legendary Super Saiyan movies. This one, at first, I was like, I'm not sure what I think about this, but by the end, I love this version of Broly even more. And it shows me that this version is better. Now it's like, I like the original version, but I love this one just because of how much more character and build-up he has. And you get Bardock in here, and I believe it's Gine, I think, is how you say Goku's mom's name. And you get her here for the first time. And you get to see them, like, with Goku. And he sends him off the planet, because Superman style, because he knows that Frieza's going to blow up the planet. Bardock's, like, a really nice guy here. And one thing, though, is, like, if you follow Dragon Ball, like, with Dragon Ball Z and stuff like that in the anime, that it was different than this. It wasn't like Superman style. Goku was like sent off the planet to go to conquer Earth, not to like save him like Superman. But all that stuff was made as like filler and stuff like that added in without the creator Akira Toriyama's like really his input. Like the Bardock the Father of Goku special and stuff like that. So he really didn't have any part of those. So he wrote Dragon Ball minus the manga as a way to explain Goku's true origin story from his point of view. That's what the creator did. And this is an adaptation of that, and brings this into canon and ignores all the other stuff because he didn't write it. and it works really well here. I will say one problem I did have, though, is it is a little bit too close to Superman. That did kind of annoy me, but other than that, it's just really epic the way it's animated. The animation is beautiful here. You have maybe 2 shots in the whole movie where it seems a little lackluster, like when Paragus is like looking at his hand, it looks bigger than what it should be, and then later towards the end, like Piccolo looks like he doesn't have a face in a background for like 1 second. It's like really weird, just for like 1 second. He's like looks weird, but other than that, the animation is the best the series has ever had here. And the action is by far the best the franchise has ever had. And it's building up, and then it skips in like this little montage, and you see on Earth now where Goku and Vegeta's there. You get to see like Radix as a kid as well, I forgot to mention, on another planet with Vegeta, and it shows how they survive, him and Nappa and them, from the explosion of Planet Vegeta when Frieza blows it up. And when Frieza blows the planet up, Bardock does fly at the explosion and tries to launch a blast at it, you know, to stop it, like just like he did in the filler type stuff that was, or the stuff that was explained in Dragon Ball Z, you know, like when he flies in front of the stuffs and flies in front of Frieza's blast and tries to stop it. So they did keep that element here as well for this origin story. So that was cool. But we get into it here, and it's on Earth, and you got Beerus and Whis, and they're just so funny. Beerus really doesn't have any place here. I mean, well, what I'm saying is Beerus is here, and he has a place here, and it's fun, but he doesn't have any place in the plot, is what I'm saying. But it's just cool to see him there. And he ends up getting stuck with babysitting Bola, I believe is the character's name, of Vegeta's daughter. And that's funny. And they end up going out to stop Frieza, because Frieza's been still in the Dragon Balls, because once again he wants to make a wish. It's the same old shit with Frieza. And some of Frieza's henchmen that he's recruited for his team have found Paragus and Broly on the planet that they were on, and they want to recruit him because they see how powerful Broly is. Because he like flies by to stop this like bug creature or whatever that's getting ready to attack him, and they see how epic and how amazing his power level is, and so they recruit him. And then it kind of becomes like the Broly movie, really. Like, Broly's the main star for a while. And it's like him on the spaceship, Frieza's spaceship, like bonding with these other 2 characters, this green chick and this like little dude who wears a boggin all the time. And the green chick kind of comes off like will probably end up being a love interest for Broly. And I really like that. And you see this one moment where this like drunk dude like comes over there, and he's like trying to like hit on the chick and everything. And Broly... he like starts being a smartass, and Broly gets mad, and the dude like punches him, and Broly's getting ready to Hulk out, and his dad shock collars him, and you see that the green girl like steals the shock remote and destroys it, because, you know, she sees it as abuse, but she doesn't understand that Broly has all this inner rage. She doesn't know how like powerful this dude can be. So when they get to Earth, and they're there stopping Frieza's, Goku and Vegeta are there stopping Frieza's henchmen from getting the Dragon Balls. Frieza shows up there, and he brings Broly there, and Paragus wants revenge on Broly. I mean, not on Broly, it's his son, on Vegeta, which makes much more sense here. In the original one, it was Goku that Broly wanted revenge on, just for making him cry when he was a kid, which didn't really make much sense. Here, it makes much more sense, because it's Paragus. It's not even really Broly, it's Paragus like manipulating his son, kind of wanting revenge on King Vegeta for what he did to him and his son, which I understand. And he wants revenge on Vegeta because he's a son. He's King Vegeta's son. And they get into a fight, and Vegeta versus Broly, their fight is amazing. The animation is amazing. Vegeta is not treated like a second wheel here. He is treated just as equally as Goku here, and their fight is friggin' amazing between Vegeta and Broly. It is amazing. I'm messing up my words a little bit on this review because I'm fanboying so much on this movie, because I just got done watching it, and I wanted to get on here and just gush about the flick. But their fight is friggin' amazing between Vegeta and Broly. Vegeta ends up going, like, every time Vegeta will like have the advantage and stuff like that, Broly will like keep getting stronger. It's like his inner power, it just keeps coming out. And so Vegeta goes like Super Saiyan God for the first time. We get to see him in his red form. This is the first time we've ever gotten to see him in his red form. And he pretty much like starts whooping Broly's ass then. But Broly just won't go down. And then Goku goes in his red form, and he wants to fight him now. And when they get into a fight, Goku kind of has the advantage, but Broly just keeps getting more powerful. And you get this awesome scene where he grabs Goku, and he's like friggin' slapping him from one end of the ground to the other, like over and over and over and over. And the animation is just friggin' mind-blowing. That's what... The other Dragon Ball Z movies and Super movies and stuff like that really felt like they could have just been sagas. Like they could have just been sagas. This is the first one because of the big epic setup and stuff like that and everything, with how they introduced the movie and all that, and they really delve into the characters here of developing them. This is the first one that really feels like a theatrical film out of all the movies. This is the one that feels the most like a theatrical film, and that's why the reason why it works so well. It feels really like a theatrical film. Let me adjust myself here. But yeah, just that light was bothering me. But yeah, just this is the one that feels the most like a theatrical film. And when they get into the fight of like Goku and Vegeta versus Broly, it is fucking amazing, man. I was having an orgasm. Like the animation and the fights were just like so well shot. Like there would be these camera angles where they would be like duking it out, and they'd be swerving all these different ways, and you'd be following it with your eyes, and the fights were just like so kinetic. This is so epic compared to anything we've had in the shows that it was just literally, it got to a point where I was just like so blown away by the movie because it was so epic that I was like, I couldn't even keep giving the movie 4 stars because it was just so epic that I couldn't raise the bar any higher. I was just like numb to it because it was just so freaking amazing. One other problem with the film though is it does at first just a little bit feel like 2 separate movies kind of happening before it really connects with the second half. Like at first it feels like this big setup with Goku and Vegeta and Broly, like setting them up as these 3 Saiyans coming together for this epic story. And then after that it kind of just like becomes the Broly movie for just a little bit, and it does kind of feel like it kind of transitioned into another film. But by the time you get to the action-packed climax, it is friggin' amazing. And once they go SS Blue, they're like overwhelming Broly because he can't go in Legendary Super Saiyan yet. He hasn't unlocked it yet, that much rage. And so Frieza kills his dad and like blames it on Goku and Vegeta, and Frieza's like acting here is freaking hilarious. He goes, and then he goes, Broly-san, in the battle, by the shockwave or whatever, Paragus died, and then Broly just friggin' explodes all at once in this big kinetic energy, and it's the most amazing transformation I've seen in the show. He fucking transforms, and just it becomes this epic battle where he just like demolishes Goku and Vegeta, and then they end up just disappearing, and they go and try to learn the fusion dance because there's no way they can beat this dude now. It's just so epic the fight is. I can't stress enough how amazing the fighting is in this movie. If you are a Dragon Ball fan and you love the fights in the show like I do, you're going to be blown away. You have to see this in the theaters if you can. If you can see this in the theaters and you are a Dragon Ball fan, do not miss it. Don't. Then Broly, like, he's pure rage, so he just, like, turns aside to Frieza, and he beats the shit out of Frieza for a couple of minutes, and even when Frieza goes golden, he still gets demolished, and Frieza's about to die, and then Goku and Vegeta show back up, and their fusion is Gogeta, which is a character who was non-canon for the longest time. Yeah, he was in GT, but GT's more like a spin-off series, like an alternate universe series, so he shows up here canon for the first time in the main series of Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball Z, and Dragon Ball Super, and he starts fighting, and it's God, man, I can't stress enough how amazing the fight is. And he goes Super Saiyan Blue, and him and Broly are fighting, and Broly just keeps getting stronger. Like, Broly can hold his own against Gogeta, but he's being overpowered by Gogeta because Gogeta just has so much power at SS Blue. He can't keep up with it. His power can't rise fast enough to equal the amount of how much power Super Saiyan Blue Gogeta has. Like, they're fighting so epically that they friggin' bust into another dimension. It's just like pure kinetic action. Like, it just doesn't slow down. They just like bust into another dimension. You're just like going with it, and you're like, oh shit, it's another dimension, and they're just like still duking it out. And it leads to Gogeta Super Saiyan Blue beating the shit out of Broly, and he's about to kill him, but the 2 people that became friends with Broly use the Dragon Balls to make a wish to save Broly and transport him back to his own planet right when he's about to die. So they fly off to get away. Frieza's getting ready to kill them. Gogeta stops him and basically tells him, get the hell out of here, I'm gonna bitch slap you. And Frieza runs off, of course. But Frieza gives the vibe, though, of like, now I know the fusion technique. Now I've seen this fusion. Maybe I can use this to my advantage. That kind of seems like what it's hinting at. I hope to God they bring Cooler into the show and make him a canon character for the main series. And you can get a Frieza and a Cooler fusion. I would love that. And So, God, I've almost lost my train of thought. I orgasmed so bad at this movie. It was that amazing for me as a Dragon Ball fan. And after that, the battle's over, everything's safe, and Goku goes to the planet where Broly is at, and he offers him friendship and gives him food and everything. They're a little bit skeptical about Goku at first, because they think he might want to fight or he's trying to trick them. Like the green chick's there and the other dude's there with the Bagan or whatever, the other alien guy, and they're Broly's friends, and Broly wants to protect them. And of course, they realize, that Goku is an ally and he wants to be friends with them, and that's how it leaves off with Goku pretty much making friends with Broly now. So when Dragon Ball Super starts back, whether it's a movie or another series, whatever, it's probably going to be another series, and we'll probably still get another movie because this was amazing. They have to do a sequel to this because I think this is like number 3 at the box office. This was epic. And just leaves off with Goku making friends with him. And it's just such a perfect ending. This film is a masterpiece as a Dragon Ball as a Dragon Ball movie. As a Dragon Ball movie, this film is a masterpiece. I cannot gush over this film enough. Yes, it has some problems, just a few little problems. Like, it does feel like 2 different movies at first, just for a few minutes. And then there are 1 or 2 little animation shots that don't entirely work. But other than that, this was amazing. 4 out of 4 easily. See it in the theater if you can. Masterpiece. I highly recommend it. Peace out.